house, those odds are not so good, no matter how you cut it. And as a group, let me tell you how you cut it. We in economics have this little game. We ask, what is the total output in goods and services in a year of a country? Gives us a kind of rough idea of how big a country it is, how important its footprint is in the world. Okay, so if you take the BRICS, together now, they are about 35%, maybe a bit more, total output of the world. If you add up each of those countries' total output in a year, and you add them up, they account for 36%, more or less, of the world's output. Now let's compare that to the United States and its major allies. Those are called the G7, the group of seven. The United States, Japan, Canada, Britain, France, Italy, and Spain, and Britain, excuse me. Okay, that used to be the dominant player of the world. That used to be what world trade meant, what they did. Together that's all of them. Okay, that used to be the dominant player of the world. That used to be what world trade meant, what they did. Together that's all of them, now account for about 28% of the world's output. Do you understand? The BRICS is now what the United States was, but is no more. Now, if you're looking to where the wealth is, you go east, not west. Was, but is no more. Now, if you're looking to where the wealth is, you go east, not west. Not west. If you're a poor third world country, as we used to call them, and you need money for a build railroad, or you need to find places to sell your exports, you direct your diplomats first to go to Beijing, because that's where it's at. If you can't get a good deal there, well, you might go to London or Washington. But whatever you are doing, you're going to play them against each other. You're going to say to the Americans, oh, that's the best you offer? Let's go the other place, see what they offer.
With Trump as president, we're now in an era of upside-down diplomacy. That means that he'll fall over himself to heap goodwill onto our enemies while attacking our closest allies. And given the fact that we have no allies closer, literally or figuratively, than Mexico and Canada, here's what Trump decided to do.
Are you thinking on tariffs on Mexico, given these actions you're signing on the border?
Well, we're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st. People, Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
Shalom, shalom to the elect of Yasharala. All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the leg men feeding the sheep of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. The sincerity and the truth of this great gospel, man, coming out of our Bible. And we staying on the topic of this collapse of this currency, man, that's coming. The collapse of this currency that's coming, and what you got Donald Trump, he's about to introduce what this Bitcoin to Babylon the Great, right? That's the new investment they're talking about.
President Donald Trump signed yet another executive order yesterday, in this case to promote cryptocurrency in the U.S., which, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has billions of dollars invested. It would seem to be somewhat of a conflict of interest. Am I onto something there? Oh, cryptocurrency in the U.S., which, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has billions of dollars invested in, which would seem to be somewhat of a conflict of interest. Am I onto something there?
Yeah, this is one of the things I'm most worried about, because trashing the Constitution, etc., is so extreme, and it would take they'd have to use up all their power and then probably get burned on it. It would probably end disastrously, not just for the country, but for Trump. But on this crypto stuff, they're gonna do that. And
yeah, it's obvious these politicians, when they get in office, right, they only passing legislation that's gonna benefit what other rich men's pockets. That's gonna benefit their pockets. And that's the same spirit that you always had underneath what Esau Edom, the spirit of greed. Right, the spirit of greed, and that's why the Lord is what? Let me get this verse. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 8. It reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Right? The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Right? Not riches got by hard work. Right? These men were they slayed and killed and robbed for all of the wealth that they got, right? And guess what? They done burned a lot of it up. They show you that the nations, the G7 nations, are losing all the wealth that they once had, right? It's a lot of these G7 people, groups, nations that's gonna flip over to the BRIC nations, man. They're gonna turn on America, because the Bible speaks about the men that were at peace with thee that have deceived thee, right? They're gonna see that only shit. All the money's going to America. All the money's going to Israel. What about us? And they're gonna say, you know what, man? Let's join Russia. That's going to be the spirit. They're going to flip on Babylon the fucking great. It says because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, but it's not going to be translated from America to Russia, America to China. No, it's going to be the end of heathens and Gentiles. It's going to go from America to who? The kingdom of heaven, to the children of Israel, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's a translation that's coming. Right, this is the last and final heathen that we're gonna have to deal with and be under, right? Before the kingdom of heaven gets established forever and ever and ever. This is the book of Daniel 7, verse 18. It reads, but the saints of the Most High, which are the children of Israel, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and forever, even forever and ever, right? This ain't gonna be they're going to give us the kingdom. The Bible said we're going to take the kingdom through the power and strength of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? While these heathens is fighting over World War III, while these heathens is at beef with each other, the Lord's going to come deliver us, and we're going to be changed and come back down to what? Bring down these nations. Read it again, Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. And it's a beautiful thing. The times are changing, right? You're looking at the end of wickedness, right? The manifestation of his final destination is clear as day, man. These motherfuckers going to war, right? These nations is going to war over what? Currency, over unrighteous dealings, right? Over greed, right? That's the other thing. These are greedy ass men who only care about what? Gains. And that's why a lot of their gains and wealth is vanishing, right? We got here in Chicago, Illinois, right? It says Pulaski Savings Bank fails, right? If you have money in this Pulaski Bank, I've seen these banks around, right? A Millennium Bank assumes deposits, January 17th, 2025. Prepare for more bank collapses, more bank closures, right? Because these people's money, there ain't too many people putting money in the bank. A lot of businesses done closed. Right, a lot of that money that the bank was taking in from people making money, ain't that many people making money where they putting it in banks. First off, people got other type of banks. They got digital banking, online banking, right? Underneath your motherfucking bed, right? Bags of money in the closet. That's how these people living, because they don't trust their government, because they see it's failing, it's collapsing, the whole system, the whole structure, right? It's 1 Samuel 2. And 6, it reads, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh the poor and maketh the rich. He bringeth the low and lifteth up. It says the Lord Yahweh maketh the poor and maketh the rich. Right now the Lord is making America poor. Making America poor, right? They talk about America as a third world country with a Gucci belt. With a Gucci belt, right? If it wasn't for the credit that they introduced into the system, right? What happened? You had Nixon also get rid of the gold standard, right? And bringing that paper currency, right? They collapse your whole way of doing business here, just bringing fake paper. Fake paper where they could print. Now they trying to bring in digital currency where they could just make up numbers. Right? They trying to make a system really that they don't have nothing to back it up by. It ain't backed up by gold. It ain't backed up by silver. It ain't backed up by oil. It ain't backed up by sugar, salt. It ain't backed up by nothing but motherfucker Esau's gun. Right? When you go against their banking system, they come in your country and collapse your country. Ask Saddam Hussein. Ask Gaddafi. Right? Ask these different leaders, Arab nation leaders who did not want to go with Esau's plan. What happened? The military came through on their ass, right? So, hey, all the Lord is doing is paying America back, paying Esau back for what he have done on earth. It says, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of the glory. Who's about to inherit the throne? The earth. The children of Israel. Who's at the bottom right now? The children of Israel. So the Lord's about to turn things around. It says he raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he have set the world upon them. Right? And who's this earth created for? It was created for our sake, for the children of Israel. And we don't have an inheritance with the earth. That's why we're waiting for our big brother to come back to take it over so we could inherit the earth with him. That's what's about to happen. Right? It says he will keep the feet of his saints, and we already read the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess it forever and ever. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall no man prevail. For by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of Yahweh shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king and exalt the horn of his anointed. Man, that's what's about to happen. Yahweh Shai coming back to tear this bitch up. And the children of Israel, we're gonna be, how can we say, we're gonna be reignited. We're gonna be set back in order right now, because right now we're how can we say, we're in a dead state. We have no power, we have no strength on the earth, we have no military, we have no king, we have no ruler. All we have is this great gospel, right? And the comforter, giving us hope in what salvation and redemption and the coming of our Lord to save us out of this miserable condition that we're in, right? Because when these heathens start going to war, man, unless the Lord is with you, you're gonna be a fucking collateral damage in their world war, right? Because it's about to go down, man. Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, right? These greedy satanic men are under what is satanic vibration, right? They doing the bit of what Satan, but getting the orders from who Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because everybody's underneath the Lord's order, right? The Lord is putting a spirit on these heathens, right? It says the angels is working on the minds of these kings to go what? World War fucking 3. World War fucking 3. We ain't talking about no peace on earth, man. We talking about all chaos, all hell breaking loose, right? Collapse of currency, collapse of your everyday living, right? You ain't dropping the kids off at school. You about to fucking dodge bullets. You about to flee, right? You about to be running for your fucking lives for the next few months, man. That's the type of different changes that's coming to these places. A whole thing, she's just gonna wake up. I'm about to go to Starbucks, get some coffee, drop the kids off, then go to the gym, and then go home and do a video and be on the internet. No, that shit over. Bitch, you about to go try to protect that pussy. When all hell break loose, when these motherfuckers got guns going door to door, looking for a bitch to rape, looking for food to eat, and cannibalism gonna be part of the fucking the method of operation out here, because there ain't gonna be nothing to eat. They're going to be eating humans. It says Romans 13:1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Right now, we seen the Lord take power from one country and give it to another. Right? That's what's happening. A transition of rulership. A transition of power and strength. Right? And how is the Lord doing it, man? Collapsing currencies. Right? Collapsing currencies, making jobs vanish, right? Making the spirit of Egypt fail. That's what's happening. The spirit of Egypt is failing, right? That's why they're gonna have to lock things down, man. They're gonna have to bring in a war to keep some kind of order, right? Order out of chaos. They're gonna have to bring in some kind of chaos to keep that order. Romans 13:1, it says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for the powers that be are, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For the rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil," right? That's what's going on. What did the Lord do? The Lord set up nations to take down other wicked nations, right? When we was acting wicked, what did the Lord do? The Lord sent heathens to punish us until the time of our punishment was accomplished, and then what happened? We were freed. That's what's about to happen right now. We're being punished for our iniquities, for our disobedience against our power. Once it's end, here comes Yahweh Shai, and guess what? We get to punish these other people. But at this moment, this man got the power. Trying to bring his system down is a no-no, right? It's the Lord who's going to bring his system down. That's how the Lord's going to do it. He's going to have the heathen fighting against the heathen, the Gentile against the Gentile, the cracker against the cracker, Esau against Esau. You see Russia and America, that's the main talk that you hear, Russia, America, and these are both Edomites. Both Edomites. This Proverbs 28:22, it says, "He that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him," right? And that's the problem with Babylon the Great. All that robbing and raping, all that greed, all that taking without sharing is finally caught up to them, man, to the point nobody want to do business with Babylon the Great, right? The spirit of Egypt is failing in the midst thereof, right? Nobody want to be part of their G7 or their EU, right? Everybody talking about, man, let's join Russia. Let's fuck with China. The Africans fuck with China, right? The East Indians, all these different places, man, they looking at different outlets to what? Do business. To do business. And that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because for everything there is a season. This is a season of losing right now for Babylon the Great. I'm reading, it says, "He that hasteth to be rich have an evil eye, and considereth that poverty, and considereth not that poverty shall come upon him." I'm going to go to the book of Proverbs 13 verse 22. It says, "A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children," right? To his children's children. I'm reading it again. "A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for who? For the just." Ooh, that is so beautiful. Let's read it again. "A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children," right? "And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for who? The just," right? All these riches you see these Edomites got, man, that's laid up for who? The children of Israel. For the children of Israel. You go over there to Vatican City, underneath that, the whole city, goddammit, it's like a gold mine of what these motherfuckers done stole throughout history. Lots of wealth, lots of history, paintings, all type of things that's worth a lot. Mostly that goddamn gold. That gold, we coming for that gold because that's what our streets gonna be paving. All right, there's a lot of our wealth that these heathens done accumulated. You go over in China, boy, all they doing is collecting gold. You go to Russia, it's a lot of gold, boy. It's a lot of minerals and different, how can we say, things of value that's gonna be translated unto who? The children of Israel. Shalom.